What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below which of the exotics we've gotten this season that you think is the best. So we've had 2 sets of exotics so far. I'm not sure which one I would think would be the best. I have to really think about it. I know a lot of people would say the burst collateral damage AR. I was not that big of a fan of that. I don't know if I've liked any of the exotics that much. Like the mythic drum gun is obviously insane, but that's mythic. Maybe the rift launcher. I don't even use it that frequently, but I think it is really good. I don't know where I want to land this game though. We could try going Crime City. I was kind of hoping we would be near the Mass Meadows black market, and then I could just land there and hopefully spectate somebody that gets the rift launcher and plays pretty aggressive. The heavy impact sniper was also insane. I definitely think that the first set of exotics were better than the second set, or more OP, more busted. This person is seemingly landing on the black market, so we'll go ahead and follow them in. They're going to be roasting me for having the worst drop of all time, but I was trying to land at the vault. Hopefully they have legendary card, because I could have opened this for them and got them a dilbit. How unfortunate. Alright, we're going to be on board with Eden. They did get the dilbit, and they're going to be grabbing the explosive mammoth pistol off the rip. I am not the biggest fan of this weapon, and if you look at this person's inventory right now, this is why I'm not the biggest fan of landing at the black markets. They have an exotic mammoth pistol, which some people think is incredibly good. You know, some people really like it. That's fine. And then they have a collateral damage AR with 17 bullets. They didn't drink their shields for some reason, and then they didn't buy anything else from the black market. I don't know if they were just coming out here to third party that fight, and then maybe they're going to go back in and buy stuff. But I definitely think if you are landing at the black market, you want to stock up and have a decent loadout, because they potentially got this exotic just for nothing. They might also be going for the train, which I think would be a good thing to do. It has the mythic pump, and then it has a fair amount of loot, which could maybe like supplement what they currently have. I don't really like landing on the train, but I'll definitely go for it if like the timing makes sense. I just really do not like fighting on it. Like when you're standing on there and the enemy is standing on there and your like camera and character are kind of being moved by the train itself, I've never been a fan of. The car near them. Interested to see what they do. I think they're just going to loot towards the gas station. Either way, they need more loot. Like just getting this explosive mammoth is not the biggest advantage in every single fight. And we'll see if not buying stuff from the black market comes to cost them, because they didn't get any heals. They got the big pots from that initial chest, but they have no extra heals. And then I was going to say they don't have mobility, but I guess they do have this Sub-Zero stuff. But the black markets themselves sell shockwaves, and it's slightly more than free with how easy it is to get gold this season. Buying shocks and big pots out of there is like nothing. If you're getting like some gold weapons, then sure, it is costly, but the like utility you can get from there is not very costly. Somebody just mantled on this building. I heard them. Oh, this is the worst when you mantle on there and you get stuck in that slide. There's shockwaves under them. This is an AI they're fighting, so it doesn't really matter what they do. They just took 100 damage versus an AI. I guess it does matter. That's rough. Need these barrels here. Let's see what this person's doing. That person that we were initially spectating, I don't think was really going to do much. You can go back to them, but them taking 100 damage in that fight versus the AI? Okay. I don't know what happened there, but they stood next to a gas can that exploded. Now we're going to be on board with El Papa Del Ochilla? I took Spanish for 3 years, but I don't know how to say this person's name. But them taking 100 damage versus the AI made me lose full confidence in them. Shield bubbles his car. Unfortunately, he's right next to the gas can, though, so this could be a potential problem. A lot of heals. He has a pump and dump shotgun. I made a video on this last week, but it did recently get buffed. It is a lot better now. I don't know. Oh, he's... Okay. He's breaking the windows of his car. That way, if this person gets in the car, he can just easily kill them. But either way, I'm not the biggest fan of the pump and dump still, but it is noticeably better. Person's at the shrine over there. But when he went into the repair station, it like repaired his windows. So he got out and reshot them. That way, if he drives the car at an enemy, he can just easily pump them. Same thing is about to happen. Getting shot again. I don't know if this is the same person that was at the shrine or a different one. He's like really intent on using this car to fight, but he can't because like the guy keeps beaming his car and then he needs to heal it and then his car gets beamed again. And now here we go for like the 5th time. They're getting shot over there. Again, he broke the windows. Like, it's very intentional. That's what he's doing. Which, that's something that when making these spectating videos, I really like. If I'm spectating somebody that, like, has some sort of thing they're attempting to do, or, like, clear, like, they're not just reacting to the game and panicking. Like, he's trying to get this guy to get in his car, and then free kill. And the pump and dump works good for that, but almost any weapon in the game works good for that. Like, I often get out of cars and just beam them with, like, my burst or my drum gun and, like, melt them. Or you can get out and pump them. Like, I rarely worry about, like, breaking the windows because I start with, like, my spray weapon to do that. And then hopefully swap to my pump when they get out. But either way, you saw how easy of a kill that was for him. His car is going to blow up here, though. That's one thing I don't like. Like, he's too intent on doing it. I feel like a lot of things in this game... Little tricks that you can use to win fights like that are good to know, and it's good to take advantage of them when you can. But you don't want to be solely reliant on that as your only way to play the game. Because he's going to be able to repair his car here a bit, but that could have just cost him there if his car blew up. He blows that guy's car up and gets a kill. Wouldn't have died to his car exploding, but just taking 100 damage to start the fight, and then also not having any mobility that can really help him escape from that situation would be a likely fight that he loses. He doesn't have shocks. His only mobility is the bat, which is good, but it's not good at just like getting out of a terrible situation like that. He gets like 75 damage on that player to start. I'd imagine he's gonna like, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm gonna imagine he's gonna bubble his car and then drive at them and then hope the same thing happens. I don't know what happened to the enemy, though. He's, like, looking too far at the ground when he's driving. I don't know if this is, like, a spectating bug or if this player is actually just looking at the ground when driving. I think it's a spectating bug because he seemed to drive right at them. He gets the kill. That was an AI he killed. I don't think that was the person that he had shot with the AR. They might have just full left with the rocket drill. He needs to reload his shotgun, I believe. This thing reloads very fast. It's fighting to his right, I think. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a spectator bug that it shows him looking at the ground. Because he was also just driving at that person we couldn't see. Get in. Doom doesn't want to get it, and he knows. 140 damage there. This should be a kill. He didn't get the pickaxe off, unfortunately. We'll see what he decides to do here. He could start shooting the car. So if he aims his gun and then just starts shooting this car, this Dr. Doom is probably going to be forced out. And that's good because he just hit him 140. 50 of that is going to come back. He's slow to get out. This guy's gone probably. What I was going to say, though, is if he forces this Doom out of the car, he has like a 100 HP advantage in that fight. But Doom just like ghosts him off the side of the hill and then drills away. And then the fact that this cat was too slow to get out of the car means that Doom can escape. If he gets out right away, he can maybe beam them. Oh, Dr. Doom was in that bush. If he got out a little bit faster, he could have done that. Well, Doom was probably weaker. Like, I definitely use cars to fight in this game, but this... I think this player's reliance on it will cost them. Like, with BRs, I think, like, being versatile and being able to win fights in many different ways is important, because you never really know what any fight you're going to get into. Like BRs, there's so many different situations that can happen. Like, I would like to see what happens to this player if their car gets destroyed, or if it's like they don't have it for whatever reason. This person rifted. I don't even think he'll shoot at the rifter. I also want his car to be destroyed because the camera keeps making us just look at the ground. And if he couldn't use it, then we could actually see. It sounded like that person just went to the gas station. He's going to get a new car here. I prefer the regular G-Wagon because it's easier to get out and shoot the passengers inside. That car model he just had is a little higher up, and I think that makes it harder to shoot people inside. And that seems to be his primary means of eliminating people, so him going back to this regular one was a good thing, I think. This is an AI. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to go to the black market. I'm interested to see what he's going to get. This thing does sell high rarity pump and dumps, I think. The mythic one is here. Okay, he's going to grab that. Does he not have a dilbit? He does, okay. He can also get big pots here and then maybe shockwaves, but I don't think he wants them because he really wants shield bubbles. I prefer splashes to big pots, but I think in this situation it's better to have big pots because he only has 2 splashes, whereas he could have 3 from the black market. And he is going to take a bit of storm damage getting out, but if he used them beforehand, he probably would have been, like, he would have left with, like, probably, like, 85 to 90 white health. It's not the end of the world, but we'll see if that costs him. Could go to the Magic Mosses one and buy more splashes. Splashes are definitely my preferred healing item this season, but there's times where I'd take big pots or, like, even a chug jug instead just because of the amount that I have. Solid aim. It's only 2 shots, but and somebody drilling. He hasn't broken the windows yet. He's refueling it, I guess. I didn't know if it was low on gas or not. Bro, why does it make me spectate the ground? Like the shield bubble, I don't know what it is. This is weird. I wonder if the shield bubble just makes us spectate the ground. He's gonna heal here off the campfire, but it takes so long to do this that I rarely care to do it. Like, I'd rather just use one of my splashes and then get heals another way or something. Like, I'm incredibly impatient for stuff like this. And then also the amount of time you're just sitting there waiting. In this instance, he has a car, but like standing out in the open waiting on the campfire, I think is worse than having 20 less health. The crown on the ground near him. The 2 people recently fought there. And get out at this bush. Breaking his windows again, so if somebody gets in, he can hit them with that first shotgun shot. The way the windows on the car work is they just block a bullet. It could be a sniper, or it could be a pistol, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever first bullet hits the window is blocked by it. So he doesn't want to get out and then have his shotgun shot be wasted. He wants to get out, hit them with the shotgun and the SMG at the same time and just do as much damage as he can as soon as the person gets in his car. There was somebody that just rappelled up. I don't know where that was. But yeah, it might have been behind him. I don't know if they went up all the way or if they jumped down, but there was somebody on that zip line, I'm pretty sure. He's going to drive at them hoping they get in, but they're not going to because they have their own car. So I don't know where that was going to go. Like, putting the bubble on the car and then driving at them so he can get that, like, fight to happen will definitely work versus somebody on foot. But for somebody on the ground, not as much. In that situation, if I wanted somebody to get in the car so I could shoot them, I would want to, like, shockwave at their car and take it. Because a lot of times they'll just get in with you, and then you can do it on that car. But he doesn't have shockwaves, so it's hard to make that happen. Car is slow driving at him. Somebody else just shot at it. They may or may not know that he's in this bush. He's not moving around. I guess he is now. I was going to say he's not moving around much in the bush, which is good, because if you move around in the bush, then you make noise sometimes. Dang! 200 damage there. And so if you are actually, like, trying to hide and catch somebody off guard in the bush like that, like, staying still is ideal. I don't know what happened to this person. I don't know if that's the one he hit or not, because I couldn't even really see the one he was aiming at. Did he hit for 200? Got rifts. There was more people fighting at that RVs, I think. After he beamed that person, I think there's another fight happening back there. The llama there, that'd be huge for him to get. That llama back there is like everything. Because he only has 2 splashes and then they drop 4. And so he would have a full stack of splashes. Having only 2 splashes is rough. Like if a fight goes poorly for him, it is going to be very hard for him to recover. Because he doesn't have shockwaves, he doesn't have the rift launcher. So he doesn't have mobility that can make a large like impact and where he is quickly. And then he also doesn't have much heals. He found more. That's good. We'll see how much it is if he gets out, but the golden llamas you can open pretty quickly if you just pickaxe it. Like, they don't have much health at all. He has 4 splashes. That's fine. Not the most. It's not the worst either. It's a lot better than only having 2. This is a drum gun player he's about to fight, though. And they're going to know he's in this bush because he just shot at that AI that they were also shooting at. The drum gun can kind of see through bushes, but it's not directly. Like, if you've ever been fighting somebody in a bush and you know you see, like, a little piece of them peeking out, that's, like, the aspect that would show from the thermal. Same play again. Shoots the window out. He's going to drive right at them. This player's weak, so they're probably going to be desperate and get in. He hopes. And then he's going... All right, he actually did it differently. They rifted. We'll see if he shoots him out of the sky. His ARM has been quite good. Unfortunately, no. But as I was trying to say, the thermal only like shows the glowing piece of the opponent that you would have been able to see anyways. And it is like a bit easier to see it for sure. But the thermal isn't like a direct counter to bushes there. Whereas if it was, the way he played that would have been very sketchy. Surprised it went in his favor, though. That person has the bashing medallion as well. I'm surprised he decided to get out early rather than driving right at them. Maybe he thought they were going to rift him. Because if you shoot the rift launcher at a car, it does just rift the whole car. I don't know if I could see what that player was holding because of the way the camera keeps making us look at the ground. Player is very reserved, though. I don't even mean that. I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, but like they are kind of just driving around on the outskirts, trying to get initial tags and play very safe, and then like push off that, hoping the enemy gets in the car so they can eliminate them that way. More shield bubbles would be good for him. And then they also, I feel like, haven't over chased on any damage that they got. All right, speaking of playing safe, they just dropped their heals for the rocket drill. The rocket drill is good and all, but having no heals, again, is just very... anything that goes wrong, it's harder for you to recover from. And you can use the rocket drill to maybe get out of some bad situations, but it's not as good as shockwaves, I think. I'm sure we've all beamed people that are using the rocket drill, and even this game, we've seen it happen. Again, sitting on the bush on the edge of storm. That medallion player, I think, is the one that has the rift launcher. Again, gets tags and doesn't push. Like, pushing there, maybe he gets third-partied. Like, this player really wants to win, it seems, and is trying to play, like, quite safe to do so. Which isn't the most exciting thing to watch, but I think this player plays very differently than anybody I've ever spectated in one of these videos. That's why I've kept watching them. And as I said earlier on in the video, they at least have something in mind. You know, they're intentionally playing like this. They're intentionally going for those car fights. It's not how I would prefer to play, but like they have some sort of goal in mind, which is the thing I dislike spectating most, is just people that seemingly have no goal or sense of direction. Get zone here. I think it's almost bad for him to get zone though, because there's still 5 people up, and if people just start pushing into him, then he could just end up getting chain third-partied. I think with how they want to play, they kind of want to like late rotate into zone. I don't know why he just moved that. Maybe so no one would see it next to the bush and know that he's in here. That's possible. Guy just rifted. As I said earlier, though, no heals is rough. If something goes bad for him, it's going to be hard for him to recover. And there's one of the downsides of playing a bit passive like this is you have less control over how many people are alive. Like, I tend to play very aggressive. And so my end games are non-existent. Like most people are just dead by now, and it's like one or two people, and that decreases your chances of just getting like chain third party because the zone is small. When you let the game go into these smaller zones with still several people alive, like this isn't the most, but I would say it's more than I typically see in pubs for solos. Like if you let it get to this point, the end game can get kind of random, and not having that drastic mobility I talked about or heals can make it like much harder for him to recover from that situation. Like that person just parked on the mountain near him. This person drifting on him. It's shots, which is good and all, but not really significant amount of damage. I would be more worried about this guy on the hill. Like this person is going to be a problem. That one that just landed back there is not the biggest deal for now. Can't really see much. Fighting going on. Wouldn't be too eager to hop that though with how many people are alive. If it was a 1v1v1 and those two people are fighting, you definitely want to be involved. But if he like chases that to third party, then this person just third parties him. Hit shots, but they rift again. Also, this rifter I think is more problematic to deal with the more people you have alive in the lobby. If it's just you and them, it's pretty easy to like eliminate them, I think. Or like eventually eliminate them, especially when the zone is smaller like this. They can't like create that much distance because of the rift. But if you tunnel vision on the rift player here, like you set yourself up to get third partied. So with this amount of people alive, anytime that guy rifts, I would just leave them be. This could be a kill, but his car had too much momentum. That's a kill. Nice. I don't know if that was a rift player, but I think it was. Unfortunately, he killed his bush there. And he has to like get back on the road. The shield bubbles just like helped him out a lot there though. If he didn't have shield bubbles, that's a problem. This is not good. I don't think you want to chase this kill. As I said earlier, it's a 1v1v1. The two people that fight just get third partied. I would want to like get ahead of zone and then go to hold them. Like being on that mountain right there would be good. I mean, not really mountain, but that high elevation. Yeah. You get up here and then you look back and hold them. Putting another shield bubble on. But you don't want to just like start a fight with this person. Okay, he didn't eliminate the rift player. If he had a lot of tags on this person, then I think, you know, trying to chase them would be fine. Okay. Now it's a 1v1. His guns need to be reloaded. He's going to put another shield bubble on his car, but it's his last one. See what the final player does. So he gets that kill good because him and that other guy went up here. But if they were like fighting down there, then I think that other player would have had a chance to third party them. I don't know what happened to this other player. There they are. Had to bat the car. He did hit him through it. Hit him through it again. The bat like hits through shield bubbles. He gets the kill, but that was such a random fight. I really did not think it was going to go his way. I think that's his version of take the L. Just like spamming the bat on the bat spammer. I think what that bat spammer could have done after this player got out of the car was just gotten in it himself, because he had a drastic HP advantage. The fact that he threw that is kind of wild. Like that was definitely a throw from the person who got second. If they had gotten in the car, they wouldn't have just gotten spammed by the pump and dump, and then they could have gotten out and like continued the fight without taking a lot of damage there. But that is going to be it for this video. Very different from my usual spectating videos. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. It's hard to make these videos in such a way that satisfies everybody. But I think that game was interesting, just like mainly just because of how different it was. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.